At times it sounds like this is an big time unreachable thing, that you've got to be some unique guy working in a big organization so that you can have vision. You will be shocked that if I told you the semblance of vision, you will know that you do have vision. Okay? The semblance of vision is in the heart. And the word is simply desire. When you see a human being, when you see a leader, for example, creating a manifesto so that they can go and vie for elections and so on, where do you think that manifesto is coming from? It is a desire in the heart. Now, don't tell me you don't have desires in your heart. The desires are there. And we normally gauge your vision like this. We ask you this question: what is it that you will put your hands on if you had all the money in the world? Or what would you do if you knew you never fail? Okay, or if I gave you $100 million, what are you going to do with it? For the most part, our thoughts are normally on the things that, we're going to build this and build that, and then with $1 million, it's over. But you have 99 million left. What are you going to do? Guess what? The desire of your spirit, the desire of your heart is going to come to the fore. And so I want us to talk about that particular personal vision even as we go ahead today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
We are discussing the issue of having personal vision in your life and how important that is. And actually, when push comes to shove, we're discussing the three aspects of your personal vision. And starting today, I want to start discussing the very first aspect of your personal vision. The closest thing you can relate your vision to, it is your desire. And for the most part, you'll find that this desire, of course, we have two types of desires, of course. There's the desire for, selfish ambition, things for yourself and so on. But at the very place where you find desire for yourself, there is also desire for other people, desire to impact, desire to contribute. Because the way we find fulfillment in this life is when we give, when we serve, when we work. And those things are connected to vision. And therefore, inside of your heart, there is a capacity in every human being. There is a capacity in your spirit and in your heart to what? To serve other people. And that capacity, it is a seed of vision. So don't tell me that you don't have vision. It is there, one way or another. You can find it if you look carefully. So for the most part, desire is never self-gratifying. It's not an urge of keeping amassing things for yourself. The desire is always for the good of other people, and it is characterized by two distinct emotions. I'm sure you can know these emotions when I talk about them. In fact, some of those emotions are working in your life every single waking day. There's the emotion of anger. Let me tell you, anger is an indicator. The litmus test of life is anger. What makes you angry? And I know there's some pesky things that are going to make you angry. People getting late and so on and so forth, gonna make you angry. But then there's some, if you gauge and you found out where that anger came from, it is going to give you a semblance of what you're passionate about. And what you're passionate about obviously is going to tell you what your vision in life is all about. So it's not about these scientific ways of discovering vision and writing down vision in one format or one standard way or one scientific way. No, it is going into the spirit, into the heart, where your emotions coalesce. That is where your vision is found. So anger is a very important aspect of your emotions that reveal to us what is in your spirit, what matters to you. Whenever people that you want to benefit from, this desire, the desire that you do have, when you get the exact opposite, you rise up with fury and you anger, And for example, if you desire to see the safety of women and you get to know that there's a situation that does the exact opposite, women are being taken advantage of and so on and so forth, and you hear that story, you get angry. You get angry because it matters to you. Now, do not ever think that anger is a bad thing. Anger is an emotion that indicates what you care about, what matters to you, or even what you're called to do in the first place. So when you get angry, when women are being exploited, what that does mean? It means that the semblance of your vision is found in that particular thing. The anger indicates. But then the second thing is connected to the anger, because the same place where you have the anger, there's something we call compassion. Having this caring nature, this love for other people because you want to see they are good. Actually, the most successful businesses, they have these two things. They have anger and then they have compassion. I know it's very, very extremely tricky to say that, but the guys who are angry about time being wasted, productive time being wasted, they're going to create solutions for that, Microsoft. And the guys who are compassionate, about people, to see that people are having comfortable lives and so on and so forth, they're going to create things for that. That's Disney. You get my point. But compassion is the care that you have for others. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people might think that compassion is, religious. But I can tell you that very many world changers, not necessarily religious, exude this trait of compassion. Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King Jr., and those of that ilk. They are simple examples of leaders and world changers who exuded lots of compassion for people, and they were not necessarily religious people, apart from maybe Martin Luther King Jr. Even in business, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, these are big time people who have high levels of compassion and even anger, by the way. And this is expressed in their care and the attention that they give to the products that they are creating. Their focus is not on the products. Their focus is on the people that they're having compassion for. They are out to create an exemplary experience for people through the products that they are building for them. And in fact, without compassion in business, one will easily fail. One will easily fail. You can just go for a medium term, trend of trying to balance the books and so on, and without compassion, which Simon Sinek calls an infinite game, you're going to burn out and it's going to end. There is an interesting interaction between anger and compassion, and each visionary possesses that. A visionary needs enough anger to kick his compassion into gear in order to serve his people and his purpose. This purpose makes him create a big vision that he rallies people around it until it is done. So the very first thing, we're talking about the three things about your vision, and we've discussed in the previous two episodes that you do have vision and there is no excuse for it. But then the very first thing about your vision is you need to know the vision. You need to know what it is. And I know knowing what it is takes some time and so on and so forth, and I've talked about all those things. But the very first thing is absolutely critical to your vision is knowing it. Knowing it. Clarity of vision. This guy called Tony Robbins says clarity is power. The word know in the Bible is a very intimate word, by the way, indicating intercourse between husband and his bride and so on. But that is a kind of knowledge that I am talking about your vision. You cannot know your vision as a matter of mental assent. It has got to be in your spirit, it's got to be in your heart. You've got to know it intimately at a different level than what you know about 1 + 1 and Pythagoras theorem and all these laws of gravity and so on. Got to know it at the heart and the spirit level. Someone might be asking, but how in the world am I going to do that? How am I going to know my vision? I'm going to discuss the 3 ways you're going to know your vision in the next episode. The 3 or 4 ways you can be able to know intimately what your vision is. But the very first thing that you need to know about the vision is to know it intimately. We've made a big case already that the vision is there for every individual, whether you are black, yellow, or white, whether you are male or female, whether you're poor or rich, whether you're high-born or low-born. Vision is a human thing, just like marriage is. Okay, just like what can I say? But vision connects to every human being. The most natural thing about the human is their vision. All right, and I know when I talk about this, it becomes like it's academic and so on. Let me tell you, there are guys who never went to school, don't know what about academics, but they do have vision. That's just a testament to the fact that vision is a human thing. It is there. But the very first thing that you and I need to know about the vision is to know it intimately. So the question will be, what is your vision? Now listen, you might not have intimately crafted that vision or come up with it or clarified it, but you feel it in your spirit. You know it is there. Even as I've been speaking in the past several episodes, you know it is there. You're not squirming from side to side thinking that you're not blank. You feel it, you connect at some level with the semblance of something bigger than life, something larger than life in your spirit. You know it is there. And I'm talking to you, know it is there. So what remains is for us to become intimate with it, to clarify it, to go deeper, to unearth it, to know it. That is the challenge we have. We already have a semblance, we have a feeling that it is there. We feel it, right? But now knowing it, crystallizing it, seeing it, making sure that it is absolutely clear. That is the first thing about vision that we're supposed to discuss, we're supposed to know, we're supposed to do. And once we've done that, it makes the other parts, the other 2 parts of vision, easy to do and easy to deploy. So it is a process of knowing. The process begins with wanting to know, the desire to know. If there is no desire to know, and that's why I've been talking about vision very many times on these episodes, it is to create that desire to know. Once the desire to know has been pricked well enough, you go on a journey of knowing. The journey of knowing is long or short depending on your passion and urgency. Those ones who are so urgent about the vision that want to find what it is, they lock themselves up, they go eat some wood somewhere and they say, I've got to find what it is, and they do crazy stuff and they come back with clarity. But those who do not have enough urgency, we talked about urgency in these episodes, those who don't have vision and urgency in vision will wait for the vision to come. They will sit back and just wait for it. We don't wait for vision to come. We look for it, we cultivate it, we exploit it, we excavate until we find out what it is, until we become so intimate with it. And then once that is done, we're able to deploy it. And there's a good news about vision. It's becoming prevalent. People are talking about vision, people are talking about purpose, and so on and so forth. You and I should be one of those guys who are clarifying our vision, personal level, and we're becoming intimate with it, and we're pursuing it. So the first thing about your vision is to know what it is. Tomorrow in the episodes, we're going to share exactly how that is done. Until then, bye-bye. A special shout out to my mentor Jeffrey Howard of Visionary Business University, found at mastermindmentor.com, who has graciously provided me with the soundtrack and the introductory track to this podcast. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.